Hello everybody and welcome to Tiger Tales, the place where you'll find stories and fanfictions written and read to you by a host, me, Tiger. Today we're diving back into Marvel's Universe 19. Since the first episode aired, we've actually delved and connected this to Universe 19, a place and a YouTube channel where you can find Marvel stories, hosted by Cosplay Dude 637. On that channel, you'll find stories made by Cosplay Dude 637 himself, me, and A-Crown and Mark the Cornish Ranger, all connected and an ongoing universe. Here we have Avengers, the Earth's Last Alliance. This is an ongoing storyline where I have built a new team of Avengers from existing Avenger characters, and I've also thrown an OC in there. In the last chapter, Oculos has now become part of the Avengers team, and Miles and Thor, aka Miles Morales and Jane Foster, headed off to deal with Green Goblin, who was attacking the police station. So, without further ado, let's dive in. The Avengers, Earth's Last Alliance. Chapter 2. Meaner and Greener. Spider-Man and Thor traversed through the city as fast as they could to get to the police station. As they approached the station, they saw several officers scattered across the car park, ducked behind cars using them as cover, taking turns firing their guns into the air at the Green Goblin as he circled around the building on his glider. "Let's make this quick," Thor said. "Yeah, I agree. Who knows why Gobby's here?" Spider-Man muttered. Spider-Man landed on a wall of the police station. "Yo, Captain, start clearing your officers away from here, okay?" Spider-Man called out. "We're trying to, Webhead, but with Green Goblin around it's kinda difficult," the Captain yelled back. "It's okay, the Green Goblin is about to get a handful real quick," Spider-Man replied. Then he shot a web and pulled himself up into the air. He swung on his web and landed on the radio tower that sat on the roof of the building. Thor flew at Green Goblin and swung Mjolnir at him. Green Goblin leaned back, dodging the attack, as his glider moved away from harm. Green Goblin then shoved his hand into his purple side bag and pulled out 2 pumpkin bombs and threw them at some of the police cars. Spider-Man shot 2 webs and caught both bombs. Then he jumped up and swung the webs around and launched the bombs at Green Goblin. They both exploded and Green Goblin raised the front of his glider up, making himself raise higher up into the air, deflecting the explosive with his glider at the same time. "Come on, Greenie, why are you harassing our boys in blue?" Spider-Man called out.
"Please, I'm just bored. Things need to change around here."
Green Goblin chuckled. "Innocent people are gonna get hurt because of you, you reckless goblin," Thor barked.
"Spider, I get the first webhead is busy, but why is the Lady Thunderpants ruining our fun?"
Green Goblin asked Spider-Man. "Do not mock me," Thor roared. She spun Mjolnir and threw the hammer, which hit Green Goblin head-on, straight in the ribs, knocking him off his glider, sending him crashing into a police riot van. Thor and Spider-Man both landed on the ground, and they walked up to Green Goblin, who was struggling to move Mjolnir off of him.
"Get this thing off of me, you Weather Woman reject!"
Green Goblin snarled. Thor grabbed her hammer and picked it off Green Goblin, then she grabbed the villain by his collar and lifted him up off the ground. "Someone fetch some handcuffs," Thor ordered. Green Goblin started laughing manically. He then revealed a silver band on his wrist. It was 5 inches wide and had a gold crystal jewel in the center of the band.
"Allow his path to be set before him,"
Green Goblin called out. Then the gold crystal started glowing bright, and suddenly a gold energy orb formed in his hand, no bigger than one of his pumpkin bombs. He then swung it and hit Thor with the orb. There was a massive explosion which sent Thor flying back. Spider-Man shot 2 webs and caught Thor, pulling her back, and she landed on her own feet. "Thank you, Spider-Man," Thor muttered. Smoke was rippling off her body. "No worries. Now what on earth was that?" Spider-Man blurted. They both turned to Green Goblin, who stood there cackling to himself. Then he held up both hands, and once again gold energy orbs formed in each palm. He threw both of them at the hero duo. Thor threw Mjolnir, which hit one of the orbs, causing it to explode. Spider-Man backflipped and dodged the attack. He then shot a web at Green Goblin. Green Goblin caught the web and laughed as the gold energy rippled through the web. It traversed up the web and it encased the web shooter, causing it to explode, sending Spider-Man to be thrown off his feet. He stood up and examined his now destroyed web shooter. "Oh man, come on," Spider-Man growled. Green Goblin then jumped up and his glider flew under him. He landed on it and took off, circling the car park once again. With his only web shooter, Spider-Man shot a web and pulled himself towards Green Goblin. He landed on his glider and both hero and villain entered a dance of punches and kicks. around the glider. Then Spider-Man grabbed the villain by the collar. Then he noticed Green Goblin's eyes were not its usual striking green, but they were bright gold. Thor flew up and smacked the Goblin with her hammer, knocking him off his own glider once again. Spider-Man stabled himself upon the glider. Green Goblin fell and gripped onto the glider's edge. Then he charged the glider with gold energy. Then he pressed a button on his glider controller, making the glider fly as fast as it could. Green Goblin let go and landed on the ground safely. Spider-Man backflipped off the speeding glider, then he noticed it was shimmering with gold energy. As it glided through the window and crashed into the police station, it exploded, causing several explosions within the second floor of the station. Everyone in the car park ducked as flames erupted from the windows and glass rained down upon them. Spider-Man swung into the flaming rooms and Thor hovered outside. She spun her hammer in rapid motion, causing a twister to blast forward, putting out most of the flames. Then Thor joined Spider-Man as they searched for anyone who might have been in the second floor. Spider-Man found one man who was crushed underneath some rubble. He used his super strength to save the man. Both heroes jumped out the window, and Spider-Man placed the man down safely as the firefighters arrived on the scene. "We better go," Thor told Spider-Man, who was looking around for the absent Green Goblin. Spider-Man sighed, then shot a web and started swinging. Thor took flight, and even though Spider-Man did struggle only having one web shooter, they finally made it back to Avengers Tower. They entered the suit-up room. They both suited down. Thor placed Mjolnir on its stand, and her Asgardian attire evaporated off of her. Miles put his civilian clothes over his Spider-Man suit and tucked away his mask. He then walked over to the computer screen and started a program that would build a new set of web shooters. Then Miles and Jane walked out of the suit-up room and headed down the stairs to the lounge area, where they saw a tiger running around the lounge, tearing up one of the cushions. When did we get a pet tiger?" Miles called out. "Everyone to the lounge now," Jane barked into a communicator.
Do you want to whack a guy? Wait. Do you want to whack a dude? Wait. Do you want to go whacked up? Wait. Is there a guy loitering in front of your store and you want to whack him off? Wait. There's a guy in your basement trying to uncover your family secrets and you want to whack him on the table? Wait. Is there a guy outside your house screaming, come back to me, and you just want to like whack him in the front yard? Wait. Do you have something special that you get whacked? Wait. Do you have an itch that needs to be taken care of and that guy needs to get whacked? Wait. Wait a minute. Like, hold on. Wait. What are we trying to talk about? Oh, yeah. If you need something whacked off real good, call Mutants for Hire. Yeah.
Everyone ran into the room. Sam and Riri looked at the tiger in awe. "I swear to God, Sam, if you have greenlit my Avengers Zoo idea, this is not how I saw it happening," Riri barked. "I did not, and definitely did not let a tiger in. Jarvis, where does this thing come from?" Sam yelled out.
"Sir, I have no sight in the lounge area,"
Jarvis told them. "I just left Oculos in here. I went to my room to get something," Riri explained.
"That is the last thing I have on record, sir,"
Jarvis explained. "Wait, so where is Oculos?" Miles asked. Riri took one step forward towards the tiger. She focused on its face. She gazed at the tiger. The magnificent cat laid down with a torn-up cushion in its mouth. It looked up at Riri, and a mighty growl escaped it, warning Riri away. But she knelt down and looked at the tiger straight in the eye. "Oculos? Is that you?" Riri muttered. Everyone else looked at one another with confusion. "Jarvis, get a hold of Gambit. If that big fireball is Oculos, we're going to need him," Sam sighed. Gambit walked out of the elevator and entered the higher levels of the Avengers Tower. He walked up to Sam, Jane, and Miles, who were stood in the corridor.
"Well, well, you look like a sad, sorry bunch,"
Gambit muttered. "We are so confused, man, not gonna lie," Sam replied.
"Are you sure it's Oculos?"
Gambit asked. "We have secured the building. There's no sign of him leaving whatsoever," Jane said sternly. "I thought Oculos only had the power of flight," Miles stated.
"I thought so too, till had Hank run a few tests on him. His powers come from his eyes. His irises would turn green when he could fly. Maybe this is something else he can do?"
Gambit muttered. We have locked him in the lounge with Riri. They seem to have some sort of bond, Sam told Gambit.
Let me in. I shall see what I can do.
Gambit told them.
Unlocking the door now, sir.
Jarvis announced. Then the centre of the door rotated 180 degrees to the left, then the door slid open. Gambit walked in and found Riri knelt down on one knee talking to the tiger, who laid there staring at her. Then Gambit approached, the tiger looked up and clocked Gambit. Then it stood up, walked up to Gambit and rammed its head into Gambit's hand. Gambit stroked the tiger's head, he knelt down and looked at the tiger's eyes.
Hey there, Connect Eye. How are you doing, big guy? What's this? A big cat? That is new, huh?
Gambit asked. The tiger licked his lips and made a whimpering noise.
I get this is scary, Connect Eye, but I need you back standing with 2 legs, and I promise I will help you learn to control this.
Gambit sighed. Gambit looked at the tiger and its eyes flashed a bright orange. Then the tiger shifted and morphed back into Oculos. He sat there panting and out of breath. Gambit stood and offered him a hand, and Oculos took it and was pulled up to his feet. That was surreal, Oculos muttered.
What happened, man?
Gambit asked him. Riri left the room, and I don't know, I had some thought, and I shifted. Then I could see everything, but I could not move or speak, but I could feel myself moving. It was strange, Oculos explained.
You need to eat, Connect Eye. Then we train.
Gambit told him. Everyone else walked in, and Riri and Jane both hugged Oculos. Sorry, guys, Oculos muttered. Hey, best thing is everyone, including you, is safe, Sam told him. How did the mission go? Oculos asked Jane and Miles. Not good. Something is going on with Greenie, Miles stated. Come on, we never got to a mission debrief, Sam stated. Gambit and Oculos headed to the kitchen so Oculos could eat something before their training session. As Miles, Jane went into the debriefing room and told Riri and Sam about Green Goblin and his newfound power, which came from the silver band with the gold crystal in it. This story is a part of Marvel's Universe 19, an ongoing story universe connected via different properties and different story writers and storytellers. Make sure you go check out the YouTube channel Marvel Universe 19, hosted by my Power Pact Team, Cosplay Dude 637. There you'll find stories created by Cosplay Dude 637 himself, me, A-Crown, and Mark the Red Corner Ranger. Now, of course, on with the outro.